So today I'm going to be playing a series of games with Justin Larson, and it is the Creatureless challenge. We're going to go ahead and hop right into the first game now. If you're not familiar, basically the premise is you build decks that have no creatures in them. You can have actions, you can have supports, you can have items, but no creatures. So I'm going to start by playing a mage list. I've got 3 lists up, and this actually looks really good. I think Scouting Patrol is the best opener in the format. So we're going to go ahead and keep this. So the 3 lists I have are Mage, I've got an Assassin list, and I have a Spellsword list. I'm purposefully avoiding what I think is the most broken list, and that's Crusader, which is what Justin is playing. Now, the reason that I believe Crusader to be the most broken list, if I'm being honest, is the presence of all of the willpower cards, which are the best ways to make tokens. And then on top of that, you get a lot of great removal in strength, so you get things like Fireball and so on and so forth. Oh, that's going to be a problem, because I don't have an answer right now. But you also get Skeevers. So Skeevers kind of changed the face of this format, I think, after the fall of the Dark Brotherhood. So it's going to be a little bit of an issue, but... Oh, Andy had the Slaughterfish. Alright. He is significantly doing better than I at the moment. The worst part is that my Slaughterfish don't help me a ton. Like, I can play it, but he trades and survives there. I think we still have to do it, though, realistically. Yeah, we're in a world of hurt right now. The other option would be reinforcements and then pray he doesn't have Divine Fervor on curve. Actually, I think we're going to reinforcements here. That sets up the best trading scenario for us. The other option might have been Corsair Ship, if I'm being honest. Would have made future plays better, but... Oh, he cycles to draw a card, which obviously doesn't really hurt him. So we're going to be playing defensive here for a bit. That might help us later if we're not dead by then. No prophecies yet. Oh, he's going to reposition over there. Not bad, not shabby. I mean, Divine Fervor gives us the best value, but then we're going to be taking, what, 8, 10? With still no real way to react over there? I mean, as much as Divine Fervor saves one guy here, but does nothing over here. The other options are like Slaughterfish, Corsair Ship. I think we do this. I feel a storm coming. I think we do that. It's not looking good for us, though. His 2 moons of contemplation on curve kind of wrecked us. Wow. 0 prophecy love. Do we even have an answer? Because I don't think that we do. I feel a storm coming. I mean, we have that. And we basically have Wabajack. But it's now a question of... Fortune favor me. Do I Waba my own and hope for a guard? Or do I Waba one of his? Because even if I Waba this, this is going to be 5/7. That's still lethal. So I guess we have to look for a guard. And we did not find it. So he's going to take game 1. Largely because he had 2 moons on curve, and we had no answer. I think we do this. 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 I Oh. That's a cheeky combo. Completely irrelevant, but cheeky nonetheless. So Justin takes game one. Not surprising. He's playing Crusader. As I said, I think that that's far and away the best list in the format, and I am trying to do some different decks. Ironically, we didn't even see Skeevers there, but Skeevers are still easily the best reason to play Crusader right now. I think we're going to go ahead and try the Spellsword list here next. Oh, he wants me to issue the challenge. And let's go ahead and take Spellsword. So, Spellsword's an interesting choice because there's not really a ton of endurance that isn't creatures, surprisingly enough. They've got some items in like Midnight Sweep, but beyond that, like the real source of power in endurance is its creatures, but we're choosing to run it because oftentimes in this format, supports are a big deal. And so the ability to run Edict of Azura is equally a big deal. We're going to get rid of the plea. Yeah, see, Edict. This is so huge in this format because when you think about it, there's this, there's Shadowfen Priest, which is a creature, and there is Vicious Drow, which is a creature. So this is it for support removal. And supports are one of the best ways to get creatures. So he's running the Moment of Clarity. I'm running an Assassin list that you'll be seeing for Game 3, and I'm also running Moment of Clarity. I was running them in the Mage deck too. Because again, action, but you can find creatures, so kind of a big deal. Another plate. Well, I don't think we go to Crushing Blow. Assuming our Slaughterfish live, we're going to plate the heck out of them. What? Flesh Sculpture. Look at those shenanigans. That's, I guess, one way to get creatures in your hand. I guess that is indeed one way to get creatures into your hand. We could have Edict that, but he's already got a use out of it, so it kind of doesn't matter at that point. Let's go ahead and plate up. And let's go ahead and plate up. Bring the heat. We have a very like defensive hand here.
There are ill winds this day.
Not bad.
Your coin or your life.
Ah, he's gonna ship it over so that he can trade into this. That's fair. We'll just end up crushing blowing this, I think. Can't be dealing with the regen. I honestly, given the expensive stuff in her hand, I'm not sure using a charge for this, especially when we're at full health, is really relevant. But then again, if we're gonna be going to 7 or 8, then after that we're not really saving. Yeah, you know what? Let's do it now. We're not really saving ourselves much. It's not like I'm gonna be able to play this and this anytime soon, right? Like, I'd be saving it for basically like turn 11 or depending on a top deck, so I think we just get it in play now. Oh, quality silence. Unless he has a follow-up though, this will still trade, which is kind of all I care about at the moment. He does have an answer, fair enough.
You will die, Shapeskin.
A little bit of a bummer.
Clear out.
All of our edicts, and this is the only support he has thus far. Let's go ahead and get this rolling. Gain some long-term investment tempo, if we can. so I like the Slaughterfish play here, but I also really like maybe Jav, but this does do that. Midnight Sweep isn't horrible either. I think we do the Slaughterfish and we take that out. We're still in, I think, in a good spot to win the grindy game, which is what this particular build is meant for. That's a second curse down. And a wreath down.
Who goes there? I live.
Let's go ahead and play our Midnight Sweep, which does not die to curses, but does die to wreath, which we did see.
Elements, I summon thee.
Awesome. So he must have gotten that from his sculpture, but that doesn't make it any less annoying.
Kill them all.
Pretty certain that we're just gonna go ahead and Dawn's Wrath. And let's just go ahead and do that. I don't think leaving the Atromancer out there is beneficial. Again, we have a very defensive hand, so we're not too hurting. That's probably going to eat an Edict. Let's get the Fervor in play over the Amulet for now. So yeah, at this point we're just waiting on bodies. We have a lot of ways to make bodies left in our deck. But for now, I think we're just being reactionary. I kind of wish we could have saved this for Mage's Guild Retreat. I have to assume that he's running those as well. Another Flesh Sculpture. Fair enough. Must not have liked his hand. I feel like wasting the edicts on this is still a waste given the number of quality supports that could exist. Go ahead and nuke that, play another Fervor. Eventually we'll draw something. I mean, the ideal card right now would be like an Imperial Might. That would really, I think, put us up a bit. But even something like a Midnight Sweep would be solid right now.
I summon thee.
May the fates smile.
Alright, that's a little annoying. That's a little annoying. Let's do this.
Soldiers report.
Let's do this. And let's do... Oh, hold on. Is that third? I mean, we're dead. Is the biggest problem here, unless we hit a Prophecy. I think the Slaughterfish actually was a play mistake here. I did my math wrong. Yep. Did my math wrong. We probably needed to Edict instead of Slaughterfish, because we are now dead.
By the egg of fine.
Alright, well, there's not much you can do against double Supreme Atromancer, I guess, when you're playing the Creatureless format. Flesh Sculpture RNGesus. Alright, let's go ahead and switch to our Assassin deck, which is also not running Flesh Sculpture, because that card offends me on a personal level. And we'll see how this goes. He says he's ready when we are. We will go ahead and issue the challenge. Alright, here we go. Let's see if we can at least win one. Not make it a complete sweep. So now he's running Spellsword. I think we throw you back. I'm going to keep the spider layer on principle. But these are also pretty fantastic to start with. I mean, he does have edicts available, but unless he does what we did last game where he draws them all in the beginning, we should get some value here. Unless, of course, he flesh sculptures into double Supreme Atromancer again. Alright. Crusader ship is cheeky. Though I think we get our double rift going before. I think we get the double rift going before the ship just to get the clock moving on those. Again, knowing that he's going to be running edicts, it's going to work largely in our favor if we can get those going faster before he can draw an answer. Alright. That is a solid quality play by him.
Feel a storm coming.
So he plays his Imperial Might. That could be a problem.
Your orders.
Makes me a little sad that he found his long before we found ours, but again, with these things moving in our favor, potentially. I think we do that, and then I probably should have played the Moment of Clarity first, but as good as Blood Dragon is, I think that we're going to end up needing, even though we run 3, I think given the Imperial Might shenanigans here, I think we're going to end up needing this probably much more than the Blood Dragon. Even more so since he's at quite the lead at the moment. You know what? We're going to go ahead and take this here, actually. I was going to say faces the place, but
Into the breach.
technically killing that gets 5 damage in as opposed to 4. And then we drew an Ice Storm that I wanted to play this turn anyway. Oh no, I guess it is 4. It's 4 either way. For some reason I thought these got +3 instead of +2. I think we go ahead and clear. And then do this. And then next turn we're probably looking at getting a Spider Layer going. So this game's going much better for us, but doesn't mean that he can't turn it around. Yeah, let's go ahead and get our Spider Layer going. Yeah, game 1 was just a tempo thing. He had 2 moons and we had no answer at the time. And game 2 was RNGesus hating me. Alright, so we have a lot of options here, but I think that this is the only option that makes sense. Largely because this opens up Smuggler's Hall shenanigans to maybe trigger another Atromancer. So a second Imperial Might means he's definitely getting token value. The Ice Storm will be potentially relevant.
Your orders. Your orders.
Alright, so we got a Daggers, we got a Suppress, we got another Suppress, and a Septum. I'm liking almost all of that, actually. So we're actually, I think, just going to take this trade. We're going to play a guardsman, and then we're going to play one suppress here, and then I think we just pass. Even though we could play daggers and suppress, keeping both of these means we can guarantee play like either Ice Storm and suppress, or like ransack and blah blah blah, and still trigger this next turn. Because we want to make sure we're getting as much value out of this as we can. But right now, we're either forcing a clear out of him, or we're setting up our own Ice Storm potentially. Yeah.
I hear and obey. Into the breach. Your orders. Your orders.
Yeah, so we're probably going to use the other Ice Storm again here. Oh, how I want to get this layer going as well. Maybe next turn. It's definitely... Well, here's the problem though. If we Ice Storm, then we have no targets for daggers or suppress, which means we don't get this. So we actually have to use a Firebolt, I think, here first. And then Ice Storm. So that we get our guy. He plays a third Might. Oh, and a Night Mother. So the Night Mother is a legitimate issue. Oh, he used Edict on my guy.
Your orders.
I'm okay with that.
Your orders. Your orders.
Alright, we're definitely, I think, saving that one. So we're gonna go with that. I mean, we could ring out Wabbajack here, but then we'd have to ditch something else. I mean, I guess we could ditch the Corsair ship. It's not like a huge deal at the moment. I mean, 2-1 spiders is good, but... yeah, I think we're gonna do it. Let's go ahead and ditch our Corsair ship. Yep, see, that works out much better. And then we'll daggers and suppress and pass, which will trigger a guy. I mean, realistically here, with the double ransack, we really only need 8 more damage, right? So, like, we're just trying to punch enough.
Chimera, guide us.
So he opts out of his own Night Mother,
Acknowledge.
so that he can punch through over there. Wabba. Wow.
Your orders.
There's a legitimate chance, King, we're gonna Wabba his dude? Alright, so we do have that. We do have that as a replacement for this later. Ow. Ow! Come on, RNGesus is not my friend today. Like, at all. Alright, so we could theoretically Ice Storm and Ransack, which would trigger another elemental, or we could just double Ransack his face. Because the Ice Storm only clears these two unless I also Ransack here, which isn't exactly sounding super great to me. I think I would rather do this and get a guy. I mean, we do have Crushing Blows, Lightning Bolts, a whole bunch of other potential ways to work this out. This was such a good beast color for him. Not bad. Oh, I don't ever want to hear Mr. Larson say that he's not lucky ever again. Because this is
Your orders.
just like downright insanity with some of the rolls that he is getting. And no shackle. I mean, Corsair ship guarantees I get another guy, and then Ice Storm at least clears the 2, but it also clears my guys. Whereas, yeah, I think we just go like this. Just have to hope he doesn't have like another Dawn's Wrath, I guess. Because we only need 1 more damage. Oh, we really needed this one to be the one with guard as well. So he's probably trading here and then Waba there. Unless he's going to Dawn's Wrath, in which case then that's useless, but... Wow. So his Wabajaks produced a Dremora, and a Gortwog, and an Endoral Archmage. He 3 for 3 Legend on his Wabajaks. After getting 2 Supreme Atromancers from Flesh Sculptures the last game. There are some things, guys, that you just can't beat, and I think this is one of them.
Tremble, mortal. Acknowledge. Your orders.
Alright, well, of course we, got a 2-2 there that we're probably going to clear with Ice Storm. I mean, I guess we take this, because that lets me dig. Am I dead if I don't clear? Hold on. We've got 12, 17, 19, 21, 23, but he is shackled, so he would need some sort of pump. We can Crushing Blow face to prevent the 2 moons, so I think we do this to look for lethal.
The winds favor us.
That is not lethal,
Fortune favor me.
but it is enough to hopefully trigger an Atronach, preferably one with guard over here. Not with guard. So the good news is, as good as Gortwog normally is, he's not good in this format because he should have no creatures in his deck. Still a solid body though. So if he's got any sort of like pump or anything, then he just wins. Or if either of these get charged, I mean, that would just be the most fitting way to lose ever. I hope I hit a lightning bolt off the top on one of these runes, and that is all I have to say about that, Mr. Larson. I know you're going to be watching this in the future, but this was supposed to be the Creatureless format, not the RNG format, my good sir.
Into the breach.
By the egg, a fine battle.
Tremble, mortal.
Well, we lost them all, and we lost 2 of them to RNG. It's still fun. I highly encourage the format. It can be a blast. As I said, I honestly think that the best one in terms of like decks, if you were going to try to play this competitively, I still think Crusader probably has your best overall lineup, but apparently the best overall lineup is also just RNG. So yeah, there you go. Creatureless format.